Clouds with hazy sunshine and more showers and storms on Thursday. Good Wednesday night, East Tennessee. Chief Meteorologist David Aldridge here with your Captain Accurate update. We had a high temperature today. It was a little misleading. 84 today in Knoxville, but only 77 in Oak Ridge. Now, why would there be a 7-degree difference between Oak Ridge and Knoxville? Well, really because the rain coming in from the northwest, it was a lot cooler where rain was present. But we had a starting point of 72 degrees this morning, picked up 0.11 of an inch as of 8 o'clock this morning. You can clearly see where we've had some cooler numbers. Most areas in here, when I'm talking about the areas around Jamestown, Crossville, right up to about Middlesboro, temperatures were pretty close to 80 degrees for the afternoon, while it was a lot warmer in places like Sevierville, where rain might not have been as present in some other areas. But as it was and as it stands, we're still keeping an eye on the radar. Let's jump to the Ultimate Doppler radar presented by your local Marco's Pizza. Most of the scans that we see take away the flash flood warning that was in effect until 7:30 for Knoxville. Now it's just a gentle rain, a light rain, maybe a drizzle in some cases, but clearly the heavier rains in red have disappeared. Maybe a few spots there just north of Jellicoe in parts of southeast Kentucky. But this is the review over the last 8 hours, and you can see that we did have a flash flood warning in Knox County. Now, the intensity has dropped off significantly, but as this rain, this squall line, as it were, not so much wind, but more just intense rain coming in from the north and west, and it dropped quite a bit of precipitation, as you can see here in parts of the area, anywhere from 1, 2, even 3 inches in spots during the course of the last 24 hours. By the way, Marcos.com, the place to go if you'd like a late night snack. Maybe you haven't had dinner yet. Hardin Valley, Farragut, Maryville. They have locations in Fountain City, Halls, Oak Ridge, and Middlebrook Pike, as well as Ebenezer Road. You may be hungry for a large pepperoni pizza. They call it their Magnifico, at least one of them, and it's less than $10 for a limited time. You might want to consider their new Pozzoli, a fantastic lunch item for less than $6 for a limited time. Just go to Marcos.com. They're under new ownership, new leadership, and absolutely better than ever. Meanwhile, the radar shows that conveyor belt that we talked about this morning coming up from Mississippi, Alabama. It's been like a fire hose aimed at Knoxville, aimed at East Tennessee today, and we got our fair share of raindrops, no doubt. You can see there's still some concerns for heat advisories in North Dakota. They've got fire concerns, fire weather warning up there in Montana, but clearly far and away that's dry up there, and they probably could use a little rain themselves. We move further south, more lightning, thunderstorms in Florida. We've got activity that's going on in the Gulf of Mexico. Houston, southeast Texas, under some flooded watches until 4 o'clock tomorrow. So that's what's going on around the country. Meanwhile, you look around the state and around the lower 48, there's still a lot more activity going on out west, and more activity, as you can see, up toward New England and New York State. How about the rainfall total? We're now up to 1100s today. That brings us to 3 1/3, 3.37 inches of rain so far. This is typically the soggiest month of the year, as surprising as that may be. Some would say, isn't July supposed to be hot? Well, it's usually wet too because of these gully washers, these toad stranglers, right? So we've had a lot of rain, and that's kept maybe things a little more off-putting for outdoor activities for the short term. But we had a dry stretch when we were still in the 90s for the first couple of weeks. So the pendulum has definitely swung. And by the end of the week, in the next 7 days, it wouldn't surprise me if we pick up 1 to 3 inches more. So that would put us above average for July, but nothing like what we had in May. May was, in fact, the 4th wettest May on record, something noteworthy, 8.5 inches. Not something you see every month of any calendar year. Tracking the clouds and radar, most of the heavier rains appear to be northeast of Atlanta. A lot of darker clouds, thicker cloud tops in blue, colder cloud tops in blue and yellow. But as we close in, you can see it's going to be a mostly cloudy sky tonight, and there will be opportunities for more rain this evening. Headlines, we're talking about more storms on Thursday, fewer storms, about a 30% chance now Friday and Saturday. I still think Saturday, the best chance, will be in the Smokies for those of you that might plan on doing some camping. Soggy start to next week. That means Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday should and may very well include an 80% chance of rain, so we have the potential for some downpours in the early part of next week. Here's another look at the future cast. We showed it to you this morning. This shows you even 11:15 tonight. There's still a strip of green there pocketing across the area, so I left an 80% chance tonight. I left a 60% chance tomorrow as the front that's north of Louisville It's trying to squeeze downward from the north. We've got a stalled boundary to the east, but the squeeze play should put enough rain in the area to, I think, warrant at least a 60% chance of rain on Thursday. Heading into Friday, that chance goes down to 30%. Got a front that's trying to sweep by, but there's still enough moisture on the back end of it that could move up from the southern valley. So we'll keep an eye on Friday as well as Saturday. Saturday looks like it's dry to start, and where we see some activity may be the Smokies, as you can see there around lunchtime on Saturday. But there's still a possibility that we could see activity in the plateau. So I left, again, a 30% general concern for rain on Saturday. It just really picks up in intensity, though, on Sunday. As you can see here, we have a lot more green paint bombs showing up between Nashville and Knoxville. Now, tomorrow morning, you wake up and head out the door. There will be some patches of fog, and those areas in white from Wartburg to Clinton to La Follette may be the most prone areas by 7:30 a.m. And I say by the time we hit 9 o'clock, much of that should start to fade away as we've seen more clouds and intervals of hazy sun that will reappear tomorrow. So for tonight, 68, my expectation will just barely get into the upper 60s tonight. More clouds, showers and storms, about an 80% chance. I think it's more showers now in the overnight. 68 in Morristown, looking for a low in Middlesboro. 69, that's Crater City, and 66 if you're in Cumberland County there in Crossville. Thursday's high, 82. That's maybe a little bit warmer for Oak Ridge, a little bit cooler than what we had in Knoxville today because Knoxville was 84, but we're generally in that same temperature category, low 80s, upper 70s for most across the area. In fact, you can see Crossville 79, 79 Greenville, 81 for Oak Ridge, looking for high in La Follette, Campbell County, at 83 degrees. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast. But first, don't forget the Captain Accurate Weather app with Pete Michaels Traffic. Keep you and your family safe. Just search Captain Accurate at the App Store and Google Play. Love having the app because you get weather and traffic perfect together. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast. So 60% chance of rain tomorrow, 30% chance on Friday. And then there's a gradual warm-up, upper 80s, but when it's so wet, when the ground is so saturated, it's difficult to reach 90 degrees. It just is. I think temperatures will generally be trending toward upper 80s by Wednesday of next week with a 40% chance of storms. We may nudge 90. It will depend on what Sunday, Monday, Tuesday bring because we could pick up, as I said, 1 to 3 inches rain between now and Tuesday of next week. As I mentioned, if you haven't picked up the Captain Accurate Weather app, do so please because you get lightning alerts. All the weather that you get on the app is critical weather intelligence. It's engineered by our friends at Barron. You get all the National Weather Service alerts plus the 3 extras, which are very key. As you remember, last August, we had a twisting storm approaching alert go off on the app for those of you that were near Lovell Road. There was a tornado, an EF2. There was not a tornado warning issued by the Weather Service. It was too short-lived, but there was a twisting storm approaching. So if you're all about multiple sources, might as well get the alerts from Barron as well, because they might see things that others don't see, and they have their scale on the BTI index, 0 to 10. 10 is very probable or very likely that a tornado is actually forming. By the way, 3 exclusive alerts plus the lightning alerts. Something also you can track is the Paris, France Olympic forecast. If you want to check that out, you can do so at any time. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.